Alrighty, guys. So, a couple things. Right now, we're in between 111 and 112, and if you look at the bid size, it's 69,400 shares. The ask size is 98,200 shares. Basically, there's 98,200 shares being asked for $1.12, and so you'd have to buy 98,000 now 300 shares at $1.12 in order to move above $1.12. Basically, they just have their dilution in the background and they just load up at the price that is right above where it's currently trading at, and that's how they hold the price down. If we do see it drop from 111 to 110, you'll see that the bid size skyrockets way greater than the ask size. Basically, they don't want to, like, we have buyers, so it's my opinion that we got whales sitting there with limit orders at 110, 109, 108, and as it creeps up, and now that it's holding 111 and 112, if it does end up holding this, we're going to see that the bid size become larger than the ask size. So, for example, in between 110 and 111, the bid size at 110 was 27,000 or 2,700, which is 270,000 shares, and the ask size was like 300, which is 30,000 shares. Which means that, like, it's, unless they drop just a million shares all at once, they can't get the price down below $1.10. So we're basically seeing that same pattern today. And so as we start to hold the price, expect to see that bid size start to increase. And then once it gets much larger than the ask size, it seems that the price jumps up to the next penny. And so I like seeing that. It makes me happy. On top of that, so this was from June 28th. This is Ortex MULN. It was trading at $1.23. Not much different than where we're at now, or have been in the last 3 weeks since this was posted. And you can see right here that the shares outstanding was 477.51 million. The free float was 442 million and 92.6% free float. Now, we got our last dilution announcement on June 9th, and that's when they updated the shares outstanding on Ortex from 332 million to 477 million, and the free float was only 407 million. Well, within 2 weeks after that, they updated it to 442 million. I found it, and I posted about it, and then all of a sudden 3 days later, they dropped it down to where right now Ortex is saying the float is like 370 million. And my biggest point about this is, if we go all the way back to February or March 14th, when we got our first dilution announcement with all the buying that happened in February and early March, what we saw was Ortex updated that the outstanding shares was 188 million and that the float was 150 million on March 14th. And with that, if you looked at all the other different, if you looked at all the different data companies, very, very, very few companies actually updated the 188 million outstanding and the 150 million free float. And then we went to the next dilution, and we got the same thing. Typically you're only seeing one or two companies actually update with the new dilution announcements, and most of them, a lot of them, still haven't even updated from back above 300 million shares outstanding. And so the point is that when we get an update in the free float and the shares outstanding, whenever that number goes up, it's always been accurate. It's never been wrong. And so when I saw this, where the shares outstanding didn't go up, but the free float did increase by roughly 35 million shares. That was obvious to me that corporations, insiders, they were selling their shares because it didn't require a new dilution announcement to give us a new updated increase in free float. And so this was as of June 28th. And if you go from June 28th to now, there's still another 6, 7, 800 million shares that have been traded, and without a dilution announcement. And so expect one very, very soon. Now, the total number of common shares on the 10Q says that they only have 500 million shares. But above that, it does say that the insiders have 55 million preferred shares. And so I'm not sure if those 55 million shares can be diluted into common shares. And if they can, that would put us at 555 total possible million possible shares. And there's zero chance that David Mickery and everyone would sell 100% of their shares before we squeeze. I mean, they might sell a bunch, but not all of them. And so I figure right now we're probably around 500 million shares for the free float. And we probably need to get to 520 million shares before we squeeze. But honestly, we could be at 519 million shares right now and just need to buy 1 million final shares. And that could happen tomorrow. Like, nobody really knows until we get the announcement. But this Monday will be the longest we've ever waited for a dilution announcement since this all started, and some of the highest volume highest number of shares traded since our last dilution announcement, and some of our most volatile stock price action. And the more volatile the stock price is, typically the more dilution is happening. And so I'm super stoked for this Monday for dilution news. But hopefully we squeeze before that. Hopefully the squeeze starts this week. I just wanted to give you an update on this because if you're seeing people post FUD, if you're seeing people say that we don't own a huge percent of the company, right now all the things are saying that we own 70 to 80% of the company. They're lying. We own over 90% of the company, I promise you. It's all good things, people. It's coming.